Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's special Compassion Key call. This call is our regularly scheduled member call, and also I have opened this call up to the broader Compassion Key community. So we have somewhere around 130 or 150 members, and then an additional 600 plus from the broader community signed up for today's call. So we have a nice, resonant, beautiful circle here. Everyone who's here live, everyone who will be joining us, is joining us right now across time and space with the recording. So literally in the last 60 seconds or so, I started getting a bit of a download. So I'm not even sure where it goes because it's happening right now. But let's start with what I was just given and follow it, see where it leads us. And what it's about is accepting support, receiving support, recognizing the support that is there, that has been there. Recognizing support from imperfect people. Recognizing how support might not show up exactly in the form we wanted, but still recognizing and appreciating that support which is real. Jump into some compassion around support, giving ourselves compassion for the times the support was not there or we couldn't recognize it, or it was some support but not enough. I know there are a number of people here today who are brand new to the Compassion Key. What I invite you to do right now is just follow along with the process, and sometime in the next several minutes, we'll take a step back and I'll explain some things. But for right now, I just want to jump into process without any intellectualizing or explanation. So I invite everyone to take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. Say these phrases out loud after me. We're going to say phrases that start with the Compassion Key mantra, the words, I'm so sorry. We're going to say, I'm so sorry you're sad, for example. And you do use the word you, not I. It's as if we're standing in the shoes of our highest self, sending compassion inward to all the wounded parts inside. So we use the word you. I'm so sorry the support you needed didn't show up. I'm so sorry the support was there for a little while, but then disappeared. I'm so sorry you can't trust support. I'm so sorry you can't count on anyone to support you when you need it the most. I'm so sorry they let you down. I'm so sorry you couldn't have the life you wanted because you were not fully supported. I'm so sorry you had to beg and plead for support, and even then only received a little bit. I'm so sorry you didn't think you were worthy of that. I'm so sorry you thought the lack of support was just punishment for your sins. I'm so sorry you couldn't forgive yourself. I'm so sorry you did something unforgivable. I'm so sorry it wasn't safe to forgive yourself. I'm so sorry you were scared if you forgave yourself, you might do it again. I'm so sorry you vowed to never forget and never forgive. I'm so sorry you cursed yourself. I'm so sorry you damned yourself to endless suffering. I'm so sorry it was impossible to free yourself from that suffering. I'm so sorry you could never get the support you needed to free yourself from that suffering. I'm so sorry you're sad. I'm so sorry you feel helpless. I'm so sorry you feel powerless to change things. I'm so sorry there's no point in trying because it always ends up the same way anyway. I'm so sorry it's not safe to hope. I'm so sorry you're angry. I'm so sorry you felt foolish for hoping. So sorry you were angry at yourself for hoping. I'm so sorry you were angry at yourself for opening yourself to the pain of disappointment. I'm so sorry you're angry at God, Goddess, the universe, for abandoning you. I'm so sorry it feels like God, Goddess, the universe, forgot about you. Okay, good. So I see there are already a few hands up. These are most likely individuals wanting some support today. I'm going to lower your hands for a moment because I'd like to use the hand raising function to get a little bit of feedback right now. So if you're live on the phone line and you felt some meaningful clearing during those phrases, please hit *2 and let me know. Meaningful clearing. If you're on the webcast, you can feel free to type in at any time. Comments, experiences, questions, requests for support. Beautiful. So I'm going to lower hands and ask the opposite question just so I know who's voting. So who did not experience a meaningful clearing during those phrases? Please hit *2 and let me know. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your feedback. It looks like somewhere around 80%. So I appreciate that feedback. Literally about 1 minute before the call, I was aware of the fact that nothing had shown up yet. A lot of times the day of a call or the day before, I'll get really clear direction on a theme for the group clearing. And I was aware of it 1 minute before the call, nothing's shown up yet. And I'm like, okay, great. I guess we'll just jump right into one-on-one facilitation. And then literally as I'm hitting the record button, all this comes in about support. So thank you for your feedback. Apparently that was good information I was getting, that a number of you would benefit from that. So some of you saw in the emails the title of today's call or the theme. Well, there's really a few interrelated themes. It's about using the compassion key to uncreate the parts of our reality we don't like. It's about embodying our highest self. And it's about accelerating our journey to the joy of completion and form. So there are some people here today who've been doing the compassion key for years. There's others who this might be their very first experience. They just heard about us in the last 24 hours, haven't ever experienced the process or used the compassion key mantra even one time before. So we have quite a breadth of levels of experience. So I want to spend a few minutes talking about some of these themes and some of the core compassion key concepts before we then move forward into some further group clearing perhaps, or perhaps just straight into some one-on-one facilitation. So this idea of uncreating the parts of our reality we don't like, this is a really core concept, core part of the mental framework of how the compassion key works. So here's the basic framework. The basic framework is that our fully perfect souls are living over there in unmanifest reality, outside of time and space. And our perfect souls are shining their perfect light into form. And the light of our souls passes through a lens which refracts the light first into liquid light and then into what we experience as solid. If our lens is totally clear without any cracks or distortions or cloudy areas, then our perfect light projects into form out pictures into our lived reality, into every part of our life. So it's not just that our soul's light is projecting us into form, projecting our physical body in. It's actually projecting in the entirety of our lived reality. So if there are no smudges or cracks on that lens refracting our soul's perfect light, not only do we have perfect, vibrant physical health, but also we have beautiful, loving, life-giving relationships on all sides, mutually supportive, mutually loving, life-giving relationships on all sides. We have financial abundance and all types of abundance. We experience our soul's true nature of abundance here in our lived reality. We are totally on purpose. We are aligned with our purpose, living our purpose. We have total access and mastery to our special gifts. Essentially, we are living our soul's ideal life in form. We are a full embodiment of our soul's truth. We are our soul's highest expression, living our soul's ideal life here in form. Most of us do not have a perfectly clear lens. There are cracks, there are smudges, there are cloudy areas. Maybe there's an area it's totally broken. So what happens is that as our light passes through the lens, some of it's passing through the clear areas, and that projects in as the good things in our life that are an accurate embodiment of our soul's light. But in these other areas where there's cracks or smudges or cloudy areas or broken areas, this distorts the light. Now these cracks and these imprints on the lens, I refer to these as karmic imprints. They distort the light, and what projects into form then are karmic distortions. So on our theme of support, right, our soul's highest truth, our perfect soul, is fully supported in all ways. So if our soul's perfect light is passing through the lens, it shines through as us being supported by other people, supported financially, supported physically, nutritionally, supported in any and every way you can think of. When there's a crack in the lens, that light gets distorted. So instead of someone showing up and supporting us, instead we get the karmic distortion of someone undermining us, someone chopping our legs out from under us, someone pulling the rug out from under us. So that experience in our lived reality, that's a karmic distortion, and that gives us information that points to the karmic imprint over there on the lens that is causing those events to happen in our life. So we can uncreate the parts of our life we don't like. We can uncreate physical health challenges or difficult relationship dynamics or financial scarcity. We uncreate these parts of our life we don't like by clearing the imprints on the lens. And that's all we need to do. We don't have to get into mind-based manifestation and mentalizing and picturing things and drawing the perfect picture. The perfect picture is already there in unmanifest reality at the level of soul. Our soul's perfect blueprint is already there, and most often is better than any picture we could possibly imagine, any picture we could draw, anything we could try to manifest. So this system is, let's say, the inverse of a lot of manifestation work. Instead of consciously trying to create our reality, we uncreate the parts of our reality we don't like, and then our soul's perfect light automatically shines through and out pictures into form. That picture of undermining becomes a picture of support. That experience of having the rug pulled out from under us becomes an experience of someone or something supporting us. So you see then how these concepts are intertwined, uncreating the parts of our reality we don't like, embodying our highest self, and accelerating our journey to the joy of completion and form. So as we clear more and more of the lens, fix the cracks and the broken areas, more of our soul's light is shining through, and essentially we are more and more embodying our highest self. Our soul's perfection is coming through that gateway into our lived reality, and we are more and more fully embodying our highest self. Whether there are physical challenges and distortions in our physical body, whether we have limiting and inaccurate beliefs, all of those things that are populating our body and our field and our mind that are not the perfect embodiment of our soul's highest expression, our soul's perfect light, all of those things get erased. All of those dissolve and go away as we clear the lens. So when the lens is totally clear, no cracks or broken areas, all that's projecting through is our soul's perfect light. We are a perfect and full embodiment of our highest self. When we are a perfect embodiment, a full embodiment of our highest self, we get to experience the joy of completion in form. We're embodying our highest self not only in our body, but in every part of our lives, in our relationships, financial life, health, purpose, gifts, our role in the community, our contributions. That's the joy of completion in form. We have a spontaneously manifesting soul, an open heart full of love, joy, and compassion, and a perfectly clear mind in service to our heart and soul. And we get to experience the beauty of our soul's light reflected back to us on the mirror of physical reality all the time and in a beautiful variety of forms. So that's what this work is all about. That's what the Compassion Key is all about. It's a fairly radical notion, the joy of completion in form. Most people in most religious and spiritual traditions at most times throughout history did not believe that that was possible. Life in form is suffering. We can't be pure light in these bodies. We're only human. We can't experience heaven on earth. Earth is a dark realm where we learn lessons so then we can get out of here to a better place. Or where we receive grace. By the grace of God, we get to get out of here and go to heaven. So this is a radical notion. We can be pure light in these bodies. We can fully and totally and perfectly embody our highest self. We can and will experience the joy of completion in form in all parts of our life. This isn't about abandoning the physical in favor of the spiritual. It's not about transcendence, getting up and above it, getting up and out of here. It's about being down in it as our true and perfect light. Shining our light everywhere. Dissolving out the shadow so there's no darkness left to transcend. There's no suffering here anymore. So this is the big picture. In a little while, we'll start doing some one-on-one facilitations, and it's just real-life stuff. I've got a health challenge. I'm having a relationship issue. I'm having a problem with money. That's good. These are not small things. These are some of the greatest sources of suffering or joy. These challenges are showing us where our lens is broken or cracked, where we need to shine the light of our own loving compassion. All right, so let's open it up for some one-on-one facilitation. If you'd like some one-on-one support here today, please hit star 2 and let me know. Also, if you're on the webcast, feel free to type in experiences, questions, requests for support at any time during today's call. All right, beautiful. All right, so let's start with a caller in Ontario. Looks like area code 226. I'm unmuting your line. Hello?
Oh, hello. Is that me?
It is you. Who is this?
It is. This is Felicity from Ontario.
Oh, hi, Felicity. How are you, and how can I support you today?
Wow, this is wonderful. Well, I was listening to you and thinking, and anyway, all my life I've had a memory issue. So it's not because I'm older now. It's the same memory issue with 6 or 4. So, and why is it there? I don't know. And it has always affected my communication, my relationships, my schooling. I thought, I don't know if what you do and what we do together, and maybe, I don't know if it would help anybody else, but I guess I probably had ADD and dyslexia and all that, but because of my age, they didn't even diagnose those things when I was at school. So I just struggled along, and it's still in my way because of communication and relationships. That's about a pretty important part to communicate.
Sure.
But I'll forget things like. It's just not there. I forget people's names, and people will look at me like, "Gosh, she doesn't even know my name," and I'll get I'm totally blank. But then next day I'd remember it, or an hour later I remember it.
Okay.
So that's my issue.
All right. Let me ask you a question. So you said it started around 4 or 6. I mean, can you actually remember having a better memory? Like there was a shift where you had clear memory, and then it got less clear?
I'm just saying that it's been there so long.
So for as long as you can remember, you have no memory of having clear memory. Okay.
I have a dent in my head, but who knows if I've stolen my head I am adopted, like energetically. It might have been that I decided not to remember anything. Maybe that was traumatic. Not maybe. I mean, if your birth mother leaves you, that could be traumatic. And so I've lived with it. I did not work for anybody. I said I can't work in this society. I can't play this game. I don't know. So I've done everything on my own, and I must say I have been guided and cared for and supported in many ways, and not supported in many ways. But I've been a loner, and I still am. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's start. We'll just start doing some Compassion Key shortcut. We might do a couple other things too, but let's just start with some Compassion Key phrases. So go ahead and just take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus, and say these words out loud after me. I'm so sorry you're all alone.
I'm so sorry you're all alone.
I'm so sorry you can't connect with others.
I'm so sorry you can't connect with others.
I'm so sorry there's a barrier between you and the world.
I'm so sorry there's a barrier between you and the world.
I'm so sorry you can't break through that barrier.
I'm so sorry you can't break through that barrier.
I'm so sorry you're sad.
I'm so sorry you're sad.
I'm so sorry you can't play and celebrate with the others.
I'm so sorry you can't play and celebrate with the others.
I'm so sorry you can't be a whole person.
I'm so sorry you can't be a whole person.
I'm so sorry someone took part of you away.
I'm so sorry someone took part of you away.
I'm so sorry you can't get that part back.
I'm so sorry you can't get that part back.
I'm so sorry it's not fair.
I'm so sorry it's not fair.
I'm so sorry you're angry.
I'm so sorry you're angry.
I'm so sorry no matter what you do, you can't get that part back.
I'm so sorry no matter what you do. You can't get that part back.
I'm so sorry there's a barrier between you and everyone else.
I'm so sorry there's a barrier between you and everyone else.
I'm so sorry no matter how many times you bang your head against that wall, you can't break through.
I'm so sorry no matter how hard you bang your head against that brick wall, you can't get through.
I'm so sorry you can't go over the wall.
I'm so sorry you can't go over the wall.
I'm so sorry you can't go under the wall.
I'm so sorry you can't go under the wall.
I'm so sorry you can't go around or through the wall.
I'm so sorry you can't go around or through the wall.
I'm so sorry you're trapped on the wrong side of the wall.
I'm so sorry you're trapped on the wrong side of the wall.
Okay, how do you feel, or what are you thinking about?
Well, I like that wall part because I've decided I don't believe in that, and I decided I'm just going to jump right over that wall anytime now, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we certainly hit some chords there that I think, yeah, the separation of others, it really, maybe that's part of the healing. I really felt that. And, I don't know how to get through it because it seems like I need to have the memory to connect properly, you know, like, hi, Susan, how are you doing? If you can't think of Susan's name, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not that,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, I sort of fake it till I make it kind of thing, but,
Mm-hmm.
but how do I feel?
Okay.
Well, the wall, I'm going to get past that wall. I'm not going to be hanging around by myself on the other side forever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, let's do just a little bit more. So again, nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry you had to fake it.
I'm so sorry you had to fake it.
I'm so sorry you're embarrassed.
I'm so sorry you're embarrassed.
I'm so sorry you feel badly you forget them.
I'm so sorry you feel badly, but you forgot them.
I'm so sorry they don't understand.
I'm so sorry they don't understand.
I'm so sorry they take it personally or they think something's wrong with you.
I'm so sorry that they take it personally or think something's wrong with you.
I'm so sorry they're confused around you.
I'm so sorry they're confused around you.
I'm so sorry they're off balance around you.
I'm so sorry they're off balance around you.
I'm so sorry you feel badly for existing.
I'm so sorry you feel badly for existing.
I'm so sorry you want to blink yourself out of existence, but you can't.
I'm so sorry you want to blink yourself out of existence, but you can't.
I'm so sorry you want to be invisible, but you can't be invisible.
So sorry you want to be invisible, but you can't be invisible.
I'm so sorry you want to trade in for a better life, but you can't.
I'm so sorry you want to trade in for a better life, but you can't.
I'm so sorry you're trapped in an imperfect life.
I'm so sorry you're trapped in an imperfect life.
I'm so sorry you're trapped in the wrong life.
I'm so sorry you're trapped in the wrong life.
I'm so sorry you don't know how to fully repair your life.
I'm so sorry you don't know how to fully repair your life.
I'm so sorry you don't know how to fully restore your brain.
I'm so sorry you don't know how to fully restore your brain.
I'm so sorry it couldn't be easy and effortless.
I'm so sorry it couldn't be easy and effortless.
I'm so sorry you couldn't have an instant miracle.
I'm so sorry you couldn't have an instant miracle.
Okay, how do you feel, or what are you thinking about?
Oh, well, thank you, Edward. You got almost everything right on the nail there.
Mm-hmm.
Of things that I have felt and go through, and I don't know what I'm feeling or thought about, because each one I had a thought or a response that I might talk about, but it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I feel lighter. I feel like I've acknowledged some things that, yeah. And from this support that you've given me, I feel that, well, somebody's understood and somebody's heard me, and hopefully I've heard me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Felicity. I appreciate you asking for some support today.
Beautiful. Thank you, Edward. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for taking my call.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
All right, so special thanks and blessings from everyone to Felicity. When one person asks for support, we all benefit. So a few things I want to comment on about that facilitation before we move on to some more facilitation. So one, back to this idea of uncreating the parts of our reality we don't like. So when we say these compassion phrases like, I'm so sorry you're stuck in the wrong life, we're not validating that that's true. We're not saying that that's true. We're giving compassion to a wounded part or wounded parts, plural, inside of us. Wounded parts that have had that experience or that are having that experience. So essentially we're giving compassion for subjective experiences, and we send it inward, and there's a couple, probably more than a couple, but a couple layers of benefit I'll mention right now. So one is these wounded parts are receiving compassion. They're being heard. They're being understood. They're being seen. It's a big sigh of relief. Oh, thank God, I'm finally seen and heard and understood. They're receiving compassion that they need. So they're getting an emotional healing. Also, as we're healing those wounded parts, they're reintegrating back into our wholeness. So they're essentially, their wounds trap them in separation. When we give them the compassion that we need, we're also dissolving out that separation so they can reintegrate back into our wholeness, and then we get to be more whole. Also, as we're sending the compassion inward, it's going in deeper, deeper, deeper. It's getting all the way to that lens, right? We're sending the compassion inwards through our heart center and solar plexus. It's traveling from our lived experience inward towards unmanifest. It gets all the way to that lens, and it is fixing the cracks. It is clearing the imprints. So now we don't have to experience those karmic imprints projected in as distortions anymore. So whether it's in this lifetime or some other time and place, maybe we've had an experience of we feel like we're trapped in the wrong life, and it was really painful, and that imprinted at that lens level. So now our light passes through the lens, and it keeps on projecting in all sorts of things in our lived reality that make us feel as if we're trapped in the wrong life. So if we can clear that imprint off the lens, which we can with our own compassion, now our soul's light can shine through undistorted. Now more and more good things shine into our life, so that even if we have some challenges, we have some areas we're still working on, we no longer feel like we're trapped in the wrong life. So each and every one of these phrases we do is a powerful karmic clearing karmic imprints so we don't have to experience those karmic patterns playing out again and again and again. A couple other things I want to comment on. I wasn't planning on mentioning this during today's call, but the last phrase there was about miracles. And I'm so sorry you couldn't experience the instant miracle. So that's a whole area of clearing that's really important. There are a number of people on today's call who've either been through what used to be called the Compassion Key Core Empowerment Program, or they've been through what is now called the 30-Day Karma Detox, where essentially we've done a huge amount of clearing on our ability to receive miracles. So I was tempted to start to go down that pathway, like let's jump into group clearing. But honestly, we could spend 20 or 30 minutes on that, and that clearing already exists. It's in the 30-Day Karma Detox program. So I wasn't prepared to talk about this. I don't have a special link for you all. If you go to my website, edwardmannix.com, that program is $300. But actually, it's right now I've been offering it for $97. But I don't have any codes or anything like that because I wasn't meaning to mention it today. So if you're interested in that program, please just send us an email to admin@compassionkey.com, and we'll send you the information you need so you can sign up for $97 instead of $300. Or, of course, if you want, you can sign up for $300, but I know most people would rather save a couple $100 and get it for $97. So in week one of that program, we do some really profound clearing. The whole week is dedicated to expanding our ability to receive and experience miracles. So if you feel like you could use that, you can get that for 2/3 off by emailing in. The other thing I want to mention, excuse me, I had to mute my line there for a second as I was coughing. My throat's a little scratchy. The other thing I wanted to mention, before we get too far into the call, something I was planning on mentioning today, is in terms of more support, some of you know that there's my website, edwardmannix.com, and then also there's another website, compassionkey.com. If you go to compassionkey.com, there are profiles of about 30 or so certified Compassion Key practitioners where you can contact them and get direct access to their calendar, schedule sessions with them. And I wanted to let you all know that that for the month of November, but also starting today, October 31st, we're doing a site-wide special. So every practitioner you see there on that site is offering 40% off their single sessions. So if you get one session with them, 40% off. And also offering 25% off their already discounted packages. So most of the practitioners on the site, they have a free initial consult available. So if you want to talk on the phone with them for half an hour or something like that, you can get to know each other a little bit and make sure it's a good fit before working together. So those aren't meant to be free sessions where you're doing all sorts of process and they're doing clearing work for you. It's more like an exploratory call. So most practitioners offer free initial consults if you want to kind of get a sense if it's resonant before booking a paid session. And then all of them are offering 40% off their single session rate and 25% off their discounted packages. Not everyone has packages, but a lot of the practitioners might offer 4 or 8 or 10 or 6 sessions at a discount, and then you can get an additional 25% off starting today and through the entire month of November. So the way you do that is you go there, you click on the contact form on the profile that you like. After you fill out that form, you'll get direct access to their calendar. You can choose their single paid session, and then there'll be a button to add a coupon code. So for the 40% discount off a single session, you type in the code November 40, and there's no space between it, and it doesn't matter if it's capitalized or not. For the package discounts, you actually need to schedule a call, either a paid session or a free initial consult with the practitioners in order to get one of their packages, so they'll walk you through that. But the single sessions, you can just immediately pay for and book and get that 40% discount. Also, let me announce one other thing. So today is a free call that it's the member call, but I've essentially opened it up to the entire Compassion Key community. I'm going to open up a few more of these calls. So in November, we'll have at least 3 member calls, and I'm going to open up all of those for free to everyone in the Compassion Key community. So it's just kind of just feels like the right thing right now, just to kind of open it up and offer more support to the broader community. So there's today's call, at least 3 in November, and then these great discounts working with the Compassion Key practitioners over at CompassionKey.com. All that said, I'd like to work with someone else on the phone and then also check out what's being typed in on the webcast. So in terms of on the phone lines, let's go with the caller. I'm not intentionally biased towards Canada right now, but I've got a caller here in British Columbia, area code 250. I'm unmuting your line. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, who's this?
Hi, this is Christine.
Oh, hi, Christine. How are you, and how can I support you today?
I'm doing well. What's coming up for me is the last couple of years I've really prioritized my mental and emotional healing, but then in turn I've suffered financially because I haven't chosen to take on as many clients or prioritize work. And so just feel this, I would say, sadness and sometimes anger at how it's like by becoming more well, I suffer financially. And I just really like to change that.
Okay. Let's, you'll have to forgive me. I think I know who you are, but I have a few Christines in my universe, so I'm not going to make any assumptions on what you know about the Compassion Key. Plus, we have new people on the call, so I'm just going to.
Yeah, I did in 2016. I had a private session, and then I was part of maybe even the one you just talked about with the miracles and stuff, the ability to witness a miracle and receive a miracle and all of that. I participated in a program regarding that.
Okay, great. So you're familiar then with the I deserve process. So I want to do a little bit of that, and I'll fill in others here as we do it. So I feel like we want to use a phrase. It could be as simple as I deserve to have it all. I deserve to have my cake and eat it too. It could be kind of general like that, or it could be, a little bit more specific. But for some reason, I'm kind of drawn towards these general phrases. Do either of those two feel like a good phrase, or what would be a better phrase to use?
Having it all. Yeah.
Okay. So let's just do that. So let me just fill everyone in here who's new. So with this I deserve process, we don't use these as an affirmation. We're not going to say it 1,000 times to try to convince ourselves it's true. We're using it more as a diagnostic to see what comes up. Then we clear what comes up, and then we come back to the I deserve phrase, and we most often find that it feels more true. And the more and more true these phrases feel, the more and more this actually comes to pass in our life. There's kind of a whole mechanism involved with that we're not going to get into today, but that's the short summary for everyone. So thank you, Christine, for allowing me to summarize here before you and I continue. Yeah. So go ahead and just say these words out loud after me. Pause for a few seconds and let me know what you experience. So the phrase is, I deserve to have it all.
I deserve to have it all.
Okay, so what do you notice when you say those words?
It actually feels sad. And the thoughts, it was funny, even before I said it while you're summarizing, kind of that things were coming up, but it's just not fair for me to have it and other people to not have it, or that I'm here to help them, and it'll just separate me more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, those are the main ones. But it's
okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, So a 10 would be when you say these words, you know in every cell in your body, every aspect of your being, that these words are 100% true without room for doubt or debate. A 1 out of 10 means no part of you believes these words at all. What number would you put on this phrase right now to begin with?
5.
Okay. All right. So we'll do some compassion. Just take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry you're sad.
I'm so sorry you're sad.
I'm so sorry life isn't fair.
I'm so sorry life isn't fair.
I'm so sorry some people have everything and other people have nothing.
I'm so sorry some people have everything and other people have nothing.
I'm so sorry you hate this world.
I'm so sorry you hate this world.
I'm so sorry you're trapped in a world you hate.
I'm so sorry you're trapped in a world you hate.
I'm so sorry you can't fix this world.
I'm so sorry you can't fix this world.
I'm so sorry the darkness is stronger than your light.
I'm so sorry the darkness is stronger than your light.
I'm so sorry you thought you suffering more would somehow reduce suffering here.
I'm so sorry that you thought you suffering more would somehow reduce suffering here.
I'm so sorry you're confused.
I'm so sorry you're confused.
I'm so sorry you thought your joy didn't matter.
I'm so sorry you thought your joy didn't matter.
I'm so sorry you thought you were here only to serve others.
I'm so sorry you thought you were here only to serve others.
I deserve to have it all.
I deserve to have it all.
Okay, what do you notice this time?
Yeah, I think that was a lot lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else you notice?
Oh, like I can breathe a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be a secret if I do have it all. Like I have to keep it, like I could just have it all and neither hide it nor announce it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there is the possibility of other people being there with me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what number would you put on this phrase?
7 or 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll do a little bit more. Take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry perfection is not possible here.
I'm so sorry perfection is not possible here.
I'm so sorry completion for you and everyone is not possible here.
I'm so sorry completion for you and everyone is not possible here.
I'm so sorry only a chosen few get that.
I'm so sorry only a chosen few get that.
I'm so sorry you had to leave the others behind to get that.
I'm so sorry you had to leave the others behind to get that.
I'm so sorry you couldn't all celebrate your completion together.
I'm so sorry you couldn't all celebrate your completion together.
I'm so sorry you couldn't all laugh and play in the light together.
I'm so sorry you couldn't all laugh and play in the light together.
I deserve to have it all.
I deserve to have it all.
Okay, what do you notice this time?
It's that much lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I can breathe into it more. Like it's the breath isn't as, or my breath isn't as stuck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, I feel more relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
It almost doesn't feel like it's as much of a big deal.
Mm-hmm. And what number would you put on it?
I would say it's like a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Closer to a 10.
Mm-hmm.
I still get one little thing that's just popped in of like they'll hate me for it. It's being hated.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do a little bit of compassion on that before we wrap up. So just take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry when you had it all, they hated you.
I'm so sorry that when you had it all, they hated you.
I'm so sorry they wanted to tear you down.
I'm so sorry they wanted to tear you down.
So sorry they wanted you to suffer with them.
I'm so sorry they wanted you to suffer with them.
I'm so sorry they didn't celebrate your success.
I'm so sorry they didn't celebrate your success.
I'm so sorry they didn't take joy in your joy.
I'm so sorry they didn't take joy in your joy.
I'm so sorry your joy reminded them of their suffering.
I'm so sorry that your joy reminded them of their suffering.
I'm so sorry your joy didn't automatically draw forth their joy.
I'm so sorry your joy didn't automatically draw forth their joy.
I'm so sorry you couldn't all be joyful together.
I'm so sorry you couldn't all be joyful together.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you to say the phrase one more time, but then I'm not going to ask about it. I'm going to move on to the next caller, okay? So the phrase is, let's just say it one more time for closure. I deserve to have it all.
I deserve to have it all.
Beautiful. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you so much.
All right. Special thanks and blessings from everyone to Christine. So we have a whole bunch more hands up. I want to go over to the webcast and see what's going on over here in terms of people typing in. And we'll come back to the phone lines in a little bit. Aaron is asking, will you send the replay, please? Yes, of course, Aaron. I'll definitely send that out to everyone. Ekaterina, I hope I'm pronouncing your name mostly right, in Ottawa writes, in one issue none of the healers could help me with so far is that the cruelty against animals on this planet makes it impossible for me to be happy and joyful. Well, thank you for writing in, Ekaterina. Let's do some compassion on that. So I invite anyone on this call, live or with a recording, who's feeling resonant with this, just to follow along and say the phrases out loud. So I invite everyone to take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry they're suffering. I'm so sorry you can't stop their suffering. I'm so sorry humans are cruel. I'm so sorry many humans are not even aware of their cruelty. I'm so sorry you wish you could show them. I'm so sorry you wish you could make it stop, but you can't. I'm so sorry that's just how the world is set up. I'm so sorry you can't feel joy when there's so much suffering around. I'm so sorry their suffering became your suffering. I'm so sorry your gift of empathy became a curse. I'm so sorry you couldn't turn it on and off. I'm so sorry you couldn't turn the volume up or down. I'm so sorry you were victimized by your gift. I'm so sorry it happened to you. You're not in control. Okay, good. Thank you, Ekaterina. And again, a reminder, we're uncreating these parts of our reality we don't like. We're dissolving these karmic imprints so they don't project in as distortions. You can control your gift. You can use it in service to others without it being a mechanism for torture for you. So I can feel that part of you that doesn't want to be able to turn it on and off. So we can just do some compassion for that. I'm so sorry it wasn't safe to turn off your empathy gifts. I'm so sorry you were cruel too when you didn't have those gifts. I'm so sorry you can't trust yourself to turn that down or off sometimes. Okay, great. Thank you again. Just scanning through, there's really a lot of requests here. Just kind of scanning I'm looking for patterns, things that might feed into like a group process. Okay, so a couple comments. I want to comment a little bit more about the Compassion Key practitioners. And the reason why is I'm just looking at all these requests. I'm going to obviously work with some more people here on the webcast, work with some more people on the phone lines. And, we're opening up a few member calls in November, one led by me, one led by Belinda, one led by Dee. So definitely wanting to provide more support here for free right now or for people with current memberships. And also, there's a great need here. It's very clear reading all these requests. And so I just really want to encourage you to go to CompassionKey.com, search for your area that you want some support, look at some profiles. If you're on your computer right now, you might want to go to CompassionKey.com right now. See if some individuals, their photos or headlines, see if, one or two or three jump out to you as, yes, this person has something for me. They have one of my missing puzzle pieces, or maybe the biggest, most important missing puzzle piece. One thing I want to mention about these practitioners is Compassion Key certification is really robust. I don't know every certification program in the world, and I am aware a lot of modality certified people, like on a weekend or a day and a half in person. That's not how we do it here in Compassion Key world. Level 1 certification is a 9-week program. Level 2 is about 3 months. Master is between 4 and 6 months. People on this site have invested a great deal of time and a meaningful amount of money. And what we do in these programs is also a little different than what I'm aware of out in the rest of the world. One of the very first things we do in certification is we do a process expanding our ability to witness and support miracles. So there are a lot of beautiful healing facilitators in the world who have great gifts and have all sorts of tools, but they themselves have a karmic imprint. They themselves have a block where they're not fully capable of witnessing and supporting miracles or big miracles or complete miracles. So there's, instead of being a big field of miracles around them and a big bright spot where here's where if someone sits here, miracles automatically happen, there's a little bit of gray there. It's like, well, they might get some benefit or maybe some breakthroughs sometimes, right? No matter what we throw at it, it's just the big miracle can't happen. So we clear that right away. So every Compassion Key certified practitioner has done deep, deep transformational processes, including but not limited to this first process I'm mentioning. And that's why if you go to the site, most of the practitioners there have like a 4.9 out of 5-star rating or 5 stars. These are real paying clients, not friends and family or something like that doing free sessions. These are real paying clients providing ratings. If you click on their profile, you can scroll to the bottom. You'll see written reviews, testimonials. So there's a reason why people are getting big, big results with this work. There's the power of this work, and then there's the deep process that the certified facilitators have gone through. So, again, more support is coming right now today, more support in November, three more of these calls. And if you want even deeper support, please check out CompassionKey.com. Follow your resonance. 40% off with the coupon code November40. 40% off a single session. 25% off the already discounted packages. Those packages, those are really big containers for a huge amount of transformation. I highly recommend, if you find someone that feels resonant, go for a discounted package. You don't have to complete the package in November. You just need to sign up, purchase the package while it's at a 25% discount, and then you can use those sessions over time. A lot of people's packages are already at 20 or 30% discount, so you can think of it like you're getting half off or more than half off in many cases with the packages. It's a really wonderful opportunity to get a huge amount of support. Okay, Stella writes in from England, Dear Edward, I need your support over total surrender, letting go of control. Been on the spiritual path for years, but just feel broken after constant trauma, feeling unwell. Thank you for your help. Thank you, Stella, for writing in. So I want to comment on this. We'll also do some compassion here in a moment. Also want to comment on it. Surrender is a really important topic. It's an important part of the spiritual path. And it's a topic where I feel like there's a lot of confusion. So for some people, and I'm not saying this is you, Stella, I'm just commenting on this for everyone's benefit, possibly including your benefit. In my world, what I always recommend is that what we want to do is surrender to our highest self. So surrendering to our highest self is really one of the most important, profound steps we can take on our spiritual path. And it's absolutely necessary for us to eventually embody our highest self, right? So first we hand over ourselves to our best part, to our highest self, to divine will. And then after we do that over time, we follow that path, we follow that voice, we develop our perfect discernment so we can always hear that voice. And through that process, then we unwind all the stuff that's not us. We heal all the wounds, clear all the imprints, get a perfectly clean and clear lens so only our soul's perfect light shines through, and then we're fully embodying our highest self. So surrender is an absolutely essential step. And what I've seen in certain spiritual circles is a misapplication of the idea of surrender. Let's surrender to our addictions. Let's surrender to a situation. Let's surrender to life as it is. These are not proper applications of surrender from my perspective. Also, surrender and control. It's a little bit of a paradox. I was just speaking about this on a call in my master certification program just yesterday. Surrender does not always mean giving up control, or not always giving up control on all levels. So if we surrender to our highest self, for example, we are handing over control. We're saying, okay, you're in charge, tell me what to do. So in that process, tell me what to do, there can be times where our highest self gives us information, go over there. So as we're going over there, we're actually in control. Maybe a better way to talk about this is the analogy of, driving a car, right? So sometimes surrender is you take your hands off the wheel and you let God drive, right? Or you let your highest self drive the car for you. You close your eyes, take your hands off the wheel, right? I'm not recommending doing this in real life. But symbolically speaking, that's a certain type of surrender. That's giving up control. there can be a situation where our highest self says, go up to the corner, turn right, then go 3 blocks and turn left. And our job then is to keep our hands on the wheel and control the car. So on one level, we're giving up control because the destination, we've surrendered, right? Our highest self is telling us where to go. But in actually the process of getting there, we are in control of the vehicle. So for those of you that enjoy these philosophical conversations or topics, definitely recommend my first book, Reinventing Truth. There's a lot more in there than I can cover today. I have found sometimes, Stella, that sometimes when people are on a spiritual path and they're unwell, it in part is because of a lot of false teachings, false teachers, communities where there's a lot of shadow, misapplication of spiritual truths or partial truths. So it's a nuanced path. I've been lost before. I feel like most of us have. And sometimes we're moving further away from healing. We're moving further away from union. And we don't realize it. There's a lot of popular spiritual teachings, a lot of spiritual maxims that are either only partial truths or are pretty far off the mark. So let's do some compassion and clear what is meant to be cleared right now. So again, I invite you, Stella, I invite everyone else here who would like to follow along to take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry you're not well. I'm so sorry you're broken. I'm so sorry no one could fix you. I'm so sorry you couldn't fix yourself. I'm so sorry the spiritual medicine didn't work. I'm so sorry it made you more sick. I'm so sorry you couldn't clear and release those traumas. I'm so sorry there was just too much trauma to clear. I'm so sorry there were too many scars. I'm so sorry if you cut away the wounded parts, there's nothing left. I'm so sorry you couldn't heal the wounded parts. I'm so sorry they couldn't be fully restored. I'm so sorry you could never find your way back to wholeness. I'm so sorry you couldn't find the right support. I'm so sorry you're numb. I'm so sorry it's not safe to feel. I'm so sorry if you felt everything, it would break you more. I'm so sorry you had to shut down your feelings to survive. I'm so sorry there's no way out. I'm so sorry there's no path to the light. I'm so sorry all the doors are shut. I'm so sorry all the doors are locked and you cannot find the keys. I'm so sorry you died that way. So sorry you died alone in the dark. I'm so sorry you couldn't get there in that lifetime. Okay, good. Thank you, Stella. Sometimes, or oftentimes, end-of-life imprints can be extremely powerful, really important to clear. And summary life imprints, right? Imprints that are summarizing that life, like you couldn't get there. So that can be a really powerful imprint, right? If we've got an imprint on our lens, which is you couldn't get there in that lifetime, well, how would that project into form? The way that would project into form is throughout an entire lifetime, the whole next lifetime and the next lifetime. Constantly repeating the pattern of not getting there, not breaking free, not getting to wholeness, not getting to completion, not coming more deeply into the light. So that type of karmic pattern is really profound. We clear those imprints. Not only our field of possibilities, but our field of probabilities shifts. We can get there. We will get there. That pattern is broken and done. Okay, thank you, Stella. So there are a whole lot more comments or requests coming in the webcast. I want to go back over to the phone lines. All right, let's go with the caller in Victoria, Texas, area code 361. I'm unmuting your line. Hello.
Hi. How are you? This is Heidi.
Hi, Heidi. How are you, and how can I support you today?
Well, basically, I've felt like I have been unsupported all my life, even by my family, my husband's, and I never could depend on anybody but myself. And then I had a accident 2 years ago, and I needed a lot of support. I've had nothing but health problems since then. And now I realize with all my health issues, I will never have another relationship again.
Mm-hmm. And did you receive a good amount of support in the last couple of years or not really?
A little bit the first year, and then the family just fizzled out, and I'm having to hire people to drive me because I can't drive because of the wreck. So, I've lost my independence. I've been so independent all my life, and now I have to depend on others, and, I just have no one.
Mm-hmm. And how are things financially? You're able to hire people to drive you, and you're good financially?
So far, I just basically live off of savings because I had to retire. I can't work anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And are you in pretty good shape that those savings should last you for a very long time, or are you under stress that it's dwindling?
No, I'm under stress, because I had to pay for extreme health insurance with pre-existing, so that's just basically, draining me every month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And if you had to, well, let's just say you don't have to choose, but give me a sense of priorities. You mentioned aware that you're not going to have another relationship, you can't work. Do both of those hurt equally as much, or does one hurt more than the other?
The relationships, yeah. I hate to have to live alone the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. And why do you believe that that's true, that you're not going to have a relationship?
Just because of, health issues. People, I don't think anybody would want to basically be with me because afraid of the future, and they would have to take care of me because I have a lot of back issues, and, after the wreck, I have a pacemaker now. So just things that I never expected to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I hate to depend on anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's jump into some compassion. We'll see where it goes.
Okay.
So just take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry. It's all over.
I'm so sorry it's all over.
I'm so sorry there's nothing good to hope for.
I'm so sorry there's nothing good to hope for.
Does that feel true for you? Is there nothing good to hope for, or what are things that you hope for?
Well, I hope for miracles. I pray for, miracles to happen in my health. So.
Mhm. So is that
sometimes
basically?
It does.
Go ahead.
Sometimes it does look hopeless.
Mhm. And is the main thing you're hoping for the miracle with your health, or is there anything else?
Yes, my health. Yeah, it just seems like it hit me really hard the last 2 years.
Mhm. Okay. Let's do a little bit of I deserve work, and instead of focusing on your health, we can come back to your health, but I want to start with the phrase with you. If you're okay with it, I'd like to use the phrase I deserve the perfect love.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and say these words out loud after me. Pause for a couple seconds. Let me know what you notice. I deserve the perfect love.
I deserve the perfect love.
Okay, what do you
Yeah.
notice?
Well, it's just something I've, prayed for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else you notice?
It's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you put on this phrase?
Oh, 10.
Well, 10 is what you want, but meaning right now when you say the words, I deserve the perfect love. So a 10 would be right now that feels 100% true, every aspect of your being, every cell in your body. A 1 would be not at all true.
Oh, no, about an 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So just take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry your prayers were not answered.
I'm so sorry your prayers were not answered.
I'm so sorry even God doesn't come through for you.
I'm so sorry God doesn't even come through for you.
I'm so sorry you can't even rely on God.
I'm so sorry you can't even rely on God.
I'm so sorry you're sad.
I'm so sorry you're sad.
I'm so sorry you can't have the perfect love.
I'm so sorry you can't have the perfect love.
I'm so sorry you're being punished for forgotten sins.
I'm so sorry you're being punished for forgotten sins.
I deserve the perfect love.
I deserve the perfect love.
Okay, what do you notice this time?
I don't know. It's just a lot to absorb.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you feel in your body or in your breathing? Do you notice anything?
Breathing's not quite as hard.
Mm-hmm.
A little easier.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you notice?
No,
Mm-hmm.
not really.
Yep. And are we still at an 8 or did we go up or down?
Probably an 8 still.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's do some more compassion. I'm so sorry things didn't work out.
I'm so sorry things didn't work out.
I'm so sorry it hurt so much.
I'm so sorry it hurt so much.
I'm so sorry the well of pain is deep.
I'm so sorry the well of pain is deep.
I'm so sorry the well of pain goes forever.
I'm so sorry the well of pain goes forever.
I'm so sorry the pain is down there, up there, to the right, to the left.
I'm so sorry the pain is up there, down there, to the left, to the right.
I'm so sorry you're engulfed in pain.
I'm so sorry you're engulfed in pain.
I'm so sorry that's what you thought it was to be human.
I'm so sorry you thought it was to be human.
I'm so sorry to be alive is to be in pain.
I'm so sorry to be alive is to be in pain.
I'm so sorry you didn't think they would love you that way.
I'm so sorry you didn't think they would love you that way.
I'm so sorry you felt untouchable.
I'm so sorry you felt untouchable.
I'm so sorry you felt undesirable.
I'm so sorry you felt undesirable.
I'm so sorry you were embarrassed.
I'm so sorry you were embarrassed.
I deserve the perfect love.
I deserve the perfect love.
Okay, what do you notice this time?
Just everything that you said is so true, how I've been feeling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how do you feel right now?
I don't know. It's hard for me to, think right now. Just, I don't know how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else you notice?
No, not really.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's try another phrase. Something like, I deserve a joyful, or I deserve a full and joyful life. Something like that. Does that feel good? Or would you like to
Yes.
do a different phrase? Okay.
No, that feels good.
Okay, let's try that. So go ahead and say these words after me. I deserve a full and joyful life.
I deserve a full and joyful life.
Okay, what do you notice when you say those words?
It feels happy.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Kind of makes me feel hopeful.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
No, that's about all.
Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, when you say these words, a 10 out of 10 means when you say them, you feel and you know in every cell in your body, every aspect of your being, that these words are 100% true. A 1 is not at all true. What number would you put on this phrase right now?
A 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's try, I deserve perfect health.
Okay. I deserve perfect health.
Okay, what do you notice when you say those words?
I truly believe that, and I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sure hope for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Mm-hmm. And what number would you put on that phrase?
A 10.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so a couple of things. I want to do some more work with you. I also want to work with the whole circle here in just a minute. So actually, let's start with, we'll do a little bit with you and then a little bit still with you, but with the circle. So just take a nice full breath, focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry you didn't get what you deserved.
I'm so sorry you didn't get what you deserved.
I'm so sorry life isn't fair.
I'm so sorry life isn't fair.
I'm so sorry good people get bad things and bad people get good things.
I'm so sorry good people get bad things and bad people get good things.
I'm so sorry it's all upside down and backwards here.
I'm so sorry it's all upside down and backwards here.
Okay, how do you feel, or what are you thinking about?
Oh boy, that hit the nail on the head, because I've thought that so many times about situations in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about this accident. What happened?
Oh, I was driving down the road following a dump truck. I wasn't going that fast, and there was a small car behind me, and the dump truck finally decided to turn, so of course I started slowing down, and the girl behind me hit me, and I had a severe whiplash and messed up my neck. I had a swollen and inflamed spinal cord, a ruptured lower lumbar disc, so it just messed up everything. Balance, my shoulders, I can't hold, a very long time to drive, and it just messed up my whole life, just turned it upside down.
And why the pacemaker? How's that connected?
I don't know. Well, high blood pressure, and the doctors just kept giving me medications that threw me in ER in the hospital, either, just different things, blood pressure, and all of a sudden they thought I was having brain seizures because I passed out at the house twice after the wreck, and so they sent me and thought I had brain seizures, and the next day I was in the hospital, and my heart just failed. The whole electrical system, my pulse rate went down to 24, and they almost lost me. I had to put in a pacemaker. Yeah, and I'm not that old.
Before the accident, was your life pretty good or really good or what?
Well, yeah, I was divorced, but I was working, and I was independent. I live out in the country, and I do everything myself, but now I can't, physically, I can't do anything. I'm just, I have to depend on everybody, and I have to pay for everything. I even have family living out here, and they won't even help me anymore, so.
Okay, so we'll do some more compassion, nice full breath, focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry your whole life was turned upside down.
So sorry your life was turned upside down.
I'm so sorry you lost everything.
So sorry you lost everything.
I'm so sorry it broke your heart.
I'm so sorry it broke your heart.
I'm so sorry people keep breaking your heart.
I'm so sorry people keep breaking your heart.
I'm so sorry you were forced into dependence.
I'm so sorry you were forced into dependence.
I'm so sorry you can't take care of yourself.
I'm so sorry you can't take care of yourself.
I'm so sorry they don't want to take care of you.
I'm so sorry they don't want to take care of you.
I'm so sorry they don't love you the way you love them.
I'm so sorry they don't love you the way you love them.
I'm so sorry they don't support you the way you would support them.
I'm so sorry they don't support you the way you support them.
I'm so sorry everyone lets you down eventually.
I'm so sorry everyone lets you down eventually.
I'm so sorry your life depends on them now.
I'm so sorry your life depends on them now.
I'm so sorry you're being forced to address this issue in a way you don't like.
I'm so sorry you're forced to address this issue in a way you don't like.
I'm so sorry everything had to break so you could fix this part.
I'm so sorry everything has to break so you can fix this part.
Okay, how do you feel, or what are you thinking about?
Oh, well, it's sad,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I just feel so lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Alone, rather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, let's just do a little bit more before we move on. So, nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry you're sad.
I'm so sorry you're sad.
I'm so sorry you feel all alone.
I'm so sorry you feel all alone.
I'm so sorry there's no one to share your life with.
I'm so sorry there's no one to share your life with.
I'm so sorry there's no one to laugh with.
I'm so sorry there's no one to laugh with.
I'm so sorry there's no one to cry with.
I'm so sorry there's no one to cry with.
I'm so sorry there's no one to hold or to hold you.
I'm so sorry there's no one to hold or to hold me.
Let's do that one again. We use you. I'm so sorry there's no one to hold or to hold you.
I'm so sorry there's no one to hold or to hold me.
So Heidi, what I want to recommend for you is, I'm not sure where you are in your Compassion Key journey. Have you been in a program or read my book, or do you know how to do the long form process?
No, you're the first time I've ever, heard of this.
Okay. Trying to think the easiest way. Well, you could email in, and someone on my team will send you the instructions on how to do the long form process. And I recommend for you to do it on this part we were just finishing with, this feeling of being alone and kind of the lack of companionship. So the long form, you might spend 20 or 30 minutes by yourself on that with the instructions that we'll email you. And or, it'd be great, I feel like, for you to get some additional support if you go to CompassionKey.com and see if there are one or two practitioners that resonate with you. Being brand new, it could be useful for you to have the support of someone working with you. But if not, please also email in and get the directions, and you can work on this yourself.
For the long form, you said, just ask for that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Heidi.
All right. Bye.
Oh, bye-bye. Sorry, I was just muting your line right when you were saying goodbye. So special thanks and blessings from everyone to Heidi. So I could feel or hear a number of you seeing this earlier in the facilitation. You were wanting me to see it, and I was working on some other stuff, which was this theme of support and people not supporting her, and now this has forced her into dependence. Like this had to happen so that Heidi can be supported in a way that she hasn't been able to before. And so we kind of got to that near the end, and a couple of those phrases, how everything had to break to fix that one part. So thank you all for pointing that out. I could hear people like, geez, when's he going to get to this? So that might be, just pause for a minute, that might be a good theme to do some group clearing on. We're coming up almost on 2 hours. Just trying to discern here whether to work with one more person or do some group clearing, go back over to the webcast. Yeah, let's do some group clearing. We might also work with one other person or do the webcast or both. Let's start with some group clearing on this theme of, well, I guess it's the idea that if we have a wounded part or if we have a lesson to learn, it's like our highest self, God, Goddess, the universe, first they knock lightly on the door, and if we don't answer, then they knock a little bit more loudly, and if we don't answer, then they knock very loudly. So it's like there's an escalation, and sometimes things have to escalate to a really big level, including life-threatening situations, life-threatening illness, really dramatic or traumatic experiences. So, Heidi, I think this will be good for you also, and also this is for everyone now. So I just invite everyone to take a nice full breath, focus on your heart center and solar plexus. I'm so sorry you couldn't solve that problem sooner. I'm so sorry you couldn't learn that lesson sooner. I'm so sorry you learned to work around that problem but could never solve it directly. I'm so sorry you thought you had gotten away, but it chased you down and found you. I'm so sorry it chased you down and blew up your life. I'm so sorry it has to be painful to solve problems. I'm so sorry you could only grow through pain, not through pleasure. I'm so sorry you could only grow through suffering, not through joy. I'm so sorry you're sad. I'm so sorry life is difficult. I'm so sorry you thought life had to be difficult. I'm so sorry you thought the difficulty made you stronger. I'm so sorry you had to go overcome obstacles to feel good about yourself. I'm so sorry you get bored when life is too easy. I'm so sorry you accidentally made life difficult to keep yourself entertained. Okay, good. Stella writes in from England, God bless you for answering my question. God recognized me. Well, thank you, Stella. I appreciate you writing in, and so glad that God recognized you. Lake in San Diego writes in, the underlying issue that I have is deserving and asking for what I want in life. Is there any way that you could help me with this type of thing? Yeah, great question, Lake, and absolutely. We've done this I deserve process a couple times today, and this is something that some people can do by themselves. So you might try it and might have great success by yourself, and if not, this could be a great thing to get a session on with a Compassion Key practitioner focusing on the I deserve process. I'll also just say that overall, pretty much all the work we do with the Compassion Key increases our feeling of deserving, increases our self-esteem. So there's a cumulative benefit. So we can do some process right now. I'm happy to do so. And also I just want to comment related to your question that, all these little wounded parts inside, right? Let's say, of course there's extreme situations like as a child, sexual abuse or extreme physical abuse. We can see how those are traumatic experiences, and now there's that wounded child. Even much less traumatic things, maybe just getting slapped one time as a child, or being embarrassed at home or at school, kids, teachers, people treating you different ways. It's like we all have these experiences, not only in our childhood, but maybe in some cases, especially in our childhood, where we have these little wounded parts. And very, very often, not always, but very, very often, these wounded parts on some level believe that they deserved that bad thing to happen to them. They believe that they did something wrong, or they're not lovable, they're not smart enough or pretty enough or something enough, right? And that's why that happened to them. So most of our young minds have this working assumption that life is fair and life makes sense. So when something bad happens to us, we conclude that it makes sense. It's fair. I must have done something wrong. There must be something wrong with me. I deserved that bad thing. So step by step, one by one, when we work with the shortcut here with the compassion key mantra or the long form process, which we usually don't do on these group calls, as we heal and reintegrate these wounded aspects, these wounded parts, one by one, that's now another part of ourself, another aspect of our being that no longer feels that they deserve bad things and that know that they deserve good things. So there's a cumulative benefit as we go from being more fragmented and more fractured to healing and reintegrating these wounded parts, becoming more integrated and more whole. The more and more we're in our wholeness, that automatically increases our sense of deserving good things. So my recommendation in general is just to do as much of this work as you can on your own, through group programs, through the book Possible Compassion, through private sessions with practitioners, whatever combination and whatever order works best for you. I would just really recommend doing as much of this work as possible, and you'll find that there's an immediate benefit and then there's also a cumulative benefit. So all that said, I'm happy to also do some clearing on this right now. So I invite you, Lake, and I invite anyone else who'd like to follow along to take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus. Say these words out loud after me. I'm so sorry you didn't think you deserved all good things. I'm so sorry you didn't think you deserved to experience your heart and soul's deepest desires. I'm so sorry only special people get everything they want, and you didn't think you were special enough. I'm so sorry you had to earn their love. I'm so sorry they didn't automatically love you just for being who you are. I'm so sorry you had to earn God's love. I'm so sorry God didn't automatically shower you with gifts just because of who you are. I'm so sorry nothing good is free. I'm so sorry everything comes at a cost. I'm so sorry it wouldn't be fair if you just got all good things for no reason. I'm so sorry everyone can't have all good things for no reason. I'm so sorry it wouldn't be safe to live in a world where everyone got all good things for no reason. I'm so sorry we need punishment to create order in the world. I'm so sorry we need to ration rewards to create order in the world. I'm so sorry it's not safe when people get good things they don't deserve. I'm so sorry you can't possibly deserve those beautiful things. Okay, good. Thank you, Lake. Dominica in London writes in, thank you very much, Edward, for facilitating this incredible session. I'm experiencing incredible shifts and transformation in my chest and heart area. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Dominica. All right, Anonymous is writing in, I've felt suicidal over the past few months. It's more of a quote-unquote why bother energy, like why bother trying. Nothing seems to work out in relationships, work, finances, etc. So thank you for writing in, Anonymous. I'm sorry you've been feeling that way. And, well, it's interesting. A few times during this call, I've considered mentioning suicide and suicidal thoughts, and my guess is you're not alone in this circle with these feelings. Normally, when I get these things coming into my mind during calls, it's because there are a number of people in the circle with a similar need. So I'd like to do some compassion around this, and also I want to talk about it or comment on it a little bit. So I can share my experience working with people, and in case it's not obvious by now, part of my experience of reality is that there are past lives and future lives, that the lifetime of our soul is greater than the lifetime of one physical body. And so that said, I've seen the long-term karmic effects of suicide in a number of people. So I've worked with people who have committed suicide in past lives. And what I want to say is that it's not good. In no way is it a get-out-of-jail-free card. It's a compounding of suffering. So if we go back to our basic worldview, the basic worldview that I use here, and that you can discern for yourself if you want to try it on and see how it works for you. This basic worldview that our soul over there in unmanifest reality, there's the perfect soul projecting perfect light. If over here in lived reality, if we're experiencing, nothing's working out, relationships, work, finances, why bother? There's no point. If we're experiencing all that stuff, that's essentially our karmic prison. So instead of our life and the landscape of our life and our reality being populated by our soul's light and reflections and embodiments of our light, we're surrounded by karmic distortions, shadow. We're surrounded by distortions of our soul's light. So our soul's light is still animating everything here. It's just it's not shining through clearly. There's a crack on the lens. The light gets distorted. So now that's a problem in our relationships. Over here, the light shines through another part of the lens where there's a crack, and that's now problems with our finances. Over here, there's another crack, and the light's being distorted, and that comes through as the thought form. Oh, why bother? There's no point anyway. So we're living in our karmic prison. So what I've seen is when individuals take their own lives, that has pretty negative karmic consequences. Taking any human life, whether it's ours or someone else's, is really bad karma. We're further breaking the lens, further creating cracks and fragments in the lens. So then when we come back again, things aren't better, and very often they're worse. Or maybe when we come back next time, there can be one part that's a little bit better because that part of the lens is already clear, and that's coming through at the beginning of that lifetime. But overall, the state of our lens has gotten worse and has not improved, and we're regressing on our soul's path, not progressing on our soul's path. So one is, I just wanted to share from a left brain perspective my experience on how this works and how I see it. There is a spiritual teacher I'm aware of that actually encourages people to commit suicide, and it's really dark. It's very distorted. That's what I would call a false light, someone claiming to be light but actually shining darkness into the world, probably without their own knowledge. It's probably they're just sharing their confused notions of reality with others in a way that's extremely harmful. So if you buy into this idea of the lens and the soul's light and the cracks and the distortions, you can just see from a left brain perspective how taking your own life is not going to fix the lens. It's just going to, now we turn the movie projector off for a little while, and then we turn the movie projector back on. Now we're in a new life, but we're still with the same lens that's even more cracked or warped than it was before. The good news is we can fix the lens. So, there's an anonymous request coming in. I'm not sure who this is. I don't know where you are in your Compassion Key journey. I can say that this work has touched the lives of many, many thousands of people all over the world. With groups, I've worked with thousands or tens of thousands of people, maybe 100,000 people or more, I don't even know. Individually, I've worked with hundreds of people. And it's kind of the most miraculous thing that I've seen. And it really works. So I'm glad that you're here. I really appreciate you asking for some support. We'll do some clearing here in a moment. And besides whatever clearing we would do right now, I just want to encourage you again to just keep doing the work. Ask for and receive the support you need. So right now, right here, this is a free resource. There'll be a few other free calls coming up. My books are available for $15 or $20. You can get the Karma Detox program for $97, which that's a recorded program, but also has 3 months membership with these member calls. And then with the practitioner session discounts, for less than $100 in some cases, you can get some really powerful one-on-one support from a gifted Compassion Key facilitator who's really just wanting to serve and ready to serve. So I really encourage you just to take advantage of these resources. Okay, so let's do some clearing. So I invite you and anyone else who'd like to follow along to take a nice full breath. Focus on your heart center and solar plexus and say these words out loud after me. I'm so sorry, there's no point in trying anymore. I'm so sorry you lost. I'm so sorry life defeated you. I'm so sorry you couldn't find your way out of the maze. I'm so sorry every turn you took led to another dead end. I'm so sorry you're all alone trapped in that maze. I'm so sorry you couldn't get up above it. I'm so sorry there wasn't a clearly illuminated path leading you out of the maze. I'm so sorry there wasn't a clearly illuminated path leading you out of the suffering. I'm so sorry you didn't know which way to go. I'm so sorry the maze wore you down. I'm so sorry you're tired. I'm so sorry you're tired of the struggle. I'm so sorry you're tired of nothing working. I'm so sorry you're tired of trying and failing. I'm so sorry you're tired of opening your heart and having your heart broken. I'm so sorry you're tired of being disappointed. I'm so sorry you're tired of having bad luck. I'm so sorry you're tired of things going wrong for no apparent reason. I'm so sorry you're tired of beating yourself up for small mistakes. I'm so sorry you're tired of this broken life. So again, just a reminder, when we say these words, right, we're giving ourselves compassion for subjective experiences. Clearing those karmic imprints, so now the circumstances of our life can change, so we no longer have those subjective experiences. I'm so sorry things go wrong for no apparent reason. We clear that out. You can think of that as like an image or an imprint on the lens that keeps on projecting into form. So give ourselves compassion for that. We clear that. Now in real life, things don't go wrong for no apparent reason. Either they're not going wrong, or if something goes wrong, we know why. And if we know why, of course, that's the first step. And understand, then we can fix it. If we do a phrase, which was the next phrase, I'm so sorry there's no peace here. So we're not saying there's really no peace here. We're giving compassion to the part of ourselves, the wounded part that has that experience. That's an imprint. That's a bar on the cell of the karmic prison. It's one of the cell bars. There's no peace here. So when we're in the subjective experience that looks real, it might look like we're validating that. But we're not. We're actually giving compassion. We're dissolving that imprint on the lens. So then we can experience peace here. We first might catch a glimpse of how it's possible to get peace here, or sometimes we might just go straight to experiencing peace here. I'm so sorry, peace isn't possible here. We're uncreating that part of our reality we don't like. Peace is possible here. I'm so sorry, peace for you isn't possible here. I'm so sorry, only other people can experience peace here, but not you. So on these group calls, very rarely do I ever do the long form process. It takes longer, and just in my experience hasn't been as, group calls aren't really conducive to that. For anyone who's, if we're doing clearing and what your feeling is like, yeah, that's right, yep, that's right, like if you're just feeling like it's true, but you're not feeling something clearing, you're not having tears or warmth, energy moving, right? People feel things in different ways. If you're not feeling clearing, if you're just feeling validation, what that means is that wounded part is pretty big. It means that you're identified with that wounded part. The wounded part is running your brain. The wounded part is thinking your thoughts. The wounded part is speaking the words saying, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. There's nothing we can do about it. So that's the wounded part running you. That's you being identified with the wounded part. So in those situations is where I really very highly recommend working with the long form process. So without going through the entire process right now, I'll just kind of outline it briefly. In the long form process, what we do, let's say we're having the experience of, peace isn't possible here. Well, we just kind of tune into how that feels. What's that feeling of peace not being possible? What's that feeling of not the absence of peace? Is that angst or whatever that feeling is? We tune into the feeling, and we trace back to the first most intense experience of that feeling. Almost always what we're looking for is an experience as a child. Sometimes a past life experience pops through. Sometimes it's something a little bit older. At first, we'll see something that happened when we're 30 or 20, but we just keep tracing back. Almost always we can find something before the age of 16 or 18, and again, very, very often before the age of 11 or 12. So we go back to the early experience of that feeling, and maybe we find something, oh yeah, something happened when I was 5. That's where this feeling started, or that's the most intense, earliest experience of that. There's no peace here. I can't feel peaceful here. So what we do is we draw a figure 8 around us on the floor, or on the couch, or on the bed, wherever we are. And we're sitting in one side of the figure 8, and the other side is empty across from us. Then we just picture reaching inside of ourselves and pulling out this wounded 5-year-old in this case, and setting them across from us on the other side of the figure 8. Not everyone's visual, but a lot of people in their mind's eye see the 5-year-old over there. Some people just feel the 5-year-old, or they just know the 5-year-old's there. And then we ask the 5-year-old some questions. We ask, how are you feeling? And we let them tell us how they're feeling. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling alone. I'm not feeling safe. I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling like there's something wrong inside and I can't fix it. Whatever they tell us, then we just picture sending warm, loving heart energy across the figure 8 to them. And we use the compassion key mantra, I'm so sorry. And we just send them compassion for all the things they just said. I'm so sorry you're alone. So sorry there's something wrong inside that you can't fix. Right? Just all the things that they said. After we do that, then we ask them again, how are you feeling now? And we see what they say. So there's a couple more steps to the process, but this is the basic idea. And the long form is extremely beneficial in all cases, and also I'd say it's a must. It's a must to use it when you're really identified with the feelings. If you're using the shortcut and you're feeling like, yeah, this is just validating things that are true, try the long form, because in the long form, the wounded part is over there on the other side of the figure eight. We're over here. So they can tell us their feelings, but we can create a separation essentially. We can, because we separate the physical space, we can discern, okay, that's not us. That's not our wholeness. That's not the completion of who we are. That's a wounded part over there having some really painful, unpleasant experiences. Let's give them some compassion for that. So we give them compassion. We do a few rounds, 3 rounds, 5 or 6 rounds. And at some point it feels complete. We give the wounded part a hug and they dissolve back into us. So first we identified this wounded part inside. We pulled them out. They had a chance to express their truth. We gave them compassion for what they were experiencing. They're healed. Then we get to pull them back inside, reintegrate the formerly wounded part, now a healed part, back into ourselves, increasing their wholeness and our wholeness. And simultaneously clearing those karmic imprints that caused those experiences to project into form to begin with. So we don't ever have to experience that feeling again. Sometimes it's in layers. Sometimes we clear a big chunk and then we go through life and a week or two later something else comes up and we say, okay, we've got some more work to do. Let's do some more work. Let's clear another layer. Other times we get total and complete healing and transformation the very first time. Either way, the best thing to do is whatever comes up, give ourselves compassion. If we're tired of things coming in layers, we can give ourselves compassion for that. So sorry, there's always another layer. So sorry, there's always more work to do. So sorry, you're never finished. So sorry, you never get to experience the joy of completion. Those are karmic imprints too. We can clear those. Total and complete healing is possible. Many of you have seen a video or watched a webinar of mine. New knowledge plus new tools leads to new outcomes. Just because total and complete healing and transformation wasn't possible before doesn't mean it's not possible now. New knowledge and new tools, new forms of support lead to new outcomes. So on that note, I'd like to start moving towards closure. Let's just spend a minute or two together. Let's all just check in with our highest selves right now. Some of you might feel or see your highest self floating up above your head. Some of you might feel your highest self in your heart or in some other part of your body or somewhere else in your field. Some of you might experience your highest self as a big, comfortable chair you can lean back into and be fully supported and fully embraced. Some of you, depending on where you are in your journey or what's happening right now, might experience all of yourself as your highest self. There's no separation between who you really are your soul's true and perfect light, and who you identify as. It could be one and the same for you right now. So let's just spend a moment thanking our highest selves. Thanking them for being there for us always, supporting us always. Thanking them for guiding us here into this circle so that we can receive support, receive new knowledge and tools that supports us in more fully embodying our highest self, uncreating the parts of our lived reality we don't like so that our soul's light can shine through in its true perfection, so we can experience our soul's light reflected back to us in our physical health and in our relationships and our financial life, with regards to our purpose, our impact in the world, our access and mastery of our gifts. We're just embodying our light and surrounded by our light on all sides. That's the direction we're headed. We're accelerating our journey to the joy of completion in form. We can be pure light in these bodies. We can celebrate and play in the light with others. Everyone can have this. We can all get there together. We don't need to leave people behind. Each soul is divinity. Our soul is divinity. Your soul is divinity. We can just say this phrase together. I'm so sorry you forgot you were divine. So sorry you forgot you were divine. I'm so sorry you couldn't experience your divinity in every aspect of your life, every single day. I'm so sorry you couldn't figure out how to get there. So sorry it took so long to get there. So sorry you could imagine it was possible but could never get there. So we're uncreating that right now. Maybe in some other life. We kind of knew it was possible, we couldn't get there. Let's break that pattern right now. Let's dissolve that imprint right now. Not only can we imagine it's possible, but also we can get there. We will get there. We might get there faster than we can imagine as possible. So as we're aware of our highest self and this future where we are fully embodied as our highest self and experiencing our soul's light in all aspects of our life, we can also be aware of the other highest selves here in the room with us, so to speak. Everyone here live during this call, everyone here joining us across time and space with the recording. We can feel love and support coming to us, coming from us, to the others, from us and through us. You can just feel a nice web of resonance, all these beautiful souls, each with their own stories, each with their own moments of joy and moments of suffering, but each right now connecting in with their highest self, each further committing to being their highest self, embodying their highest self. Let's just spend a moment here together enjoying this resonance, resonating ourselves with our highest self, our true frequencies, and resonating with others in their true frequencies. The more we resonate truly in our frequency, it automatically supports others in resonating in their true frequency, and they're supporting us. And it's this beautiful positive feedback loop. It's a beautiful upward spiral together, spiraling up together into our own light. Into our higher truth. Sue writes in, thank you so much for this extensive call and all the healings. Much appreciated. Anonymous writes in, thank you, Edward, for reading my anonymous note about suicide and why bother energy. The maze imagery and being tired of everything is exactly what I needed to clear. I feel so much lighter. Thank you again. Well, thank you again for writing in and asking for support, and also I really appreciate this follow-up message. And I know I'm not alone in appreciating that. I can feel a lot of emotion in our circle right now. So thank you. It's such a special blessing for each of us to be here together in this sacred space. So I want to thank all of you, each and every one of you, for being here live, for connecting across time and space with the recording. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. Thank you for co-creating. Thank you so much, everyone. It's such a blessing. So please remember, three member calls in November, and those will also be open to the larger Compassion Key community. And the beautiful constellation of Compassion Key practitioners living over at CompassionKey.com from their hearts are offering a special discount starting today and running all the way through the month of November. 40% off a single session or 25% off their already discounted packages. So if you feel like you need some support right away, you can skip the free initial consult. If you find a practitioner, you're feeling resonant, and you want support ASAP, click the contact button, fill out the contact form. You'll be immediately given the opportunity to go to their calendar. You can pay for a single session, type in the coupon code November40. We'll give you a 40% discount. You can pay for the session, schedule it on their calendar immediately. If if you'd like to take a little bit more time and look around or have a couple exploratory conversations, most of the practitioners offer free initial consults. So those are not meant to be free Compassion Key sessions where you're doing all sorts of clearing. They're meant to be an opportunity to talk about some of your challenges and goals and explore if the practitioner is a good fit for you before investing time and money in that direction. So if you're reading someone's profile and you see their ratings and all their great reviews, and you just know it's a yes, especially in light of the discount, I would just say skip the initial consult and go straight into the session. You can save yourself and the practitioner some time and get a deeply discounted session. And then if that session goes well, then you might want to schedule a follow-up free call to talk about maybe getting a package of sessions. Okay, this person does amazing work. Wow. Okay, let me get essentially half off in many cases by signing up for a package this month. So then maybe you do the free call after the first paid session. Do a free initial consultation or a check-in call to figure out which package of sessions might be good for you. So I think we're going to start doing discounts like this, maybe once or twice a year. So it's not that we're never going to do this again, but it's a fairly unique opportunity to get some really amazing support. If you just browse through those profiles, I think you'll get a sense of just the level of giftedness here. There are a number of those practitioners who have already been healing facilitators and working with different modalities for 10 or 20 or 30 years before they went through Compassion Key certification. Most everyone there spent at least a year working with the Compassion Key. Some people 2 years or more. You can see ratings and reviews. You can see people's, their hearts, their mission, and what they write about themselves and how they support their clients. So please have a look over there, CompassionKey.com. Please give yourself the gift of the support that your soul wants and maybe needs right now. So thank you so much, everyone. Please also keep your eye out for emails about our next calls. Our next one is pretty soon already. I don't have the date right in front of me. It's in less than 2 weeks. I can't remember if it's next week or near the beginning of the following week. So I'll be doing one in November, and Dee and Belinda will each be doing one in November. And that'll probably be it, but there might be a fourth kind of extra bonus one in there, but at least 3 calls. So more light and goodness coming there, and of course lots of love and support available with the practitioners at CompassionKey.com. So thank you again so much, everyone. Please enjoy the rest of this beautiful day or evening, depending on where in the world you are when you might be listening. Please just use the tools. Do the work as often as possible, as often as you need it. There's immediate benefit and there's cumulative benefit. So please do the work. Please take advantage of the various Compassion Key resources, including working one-on-one with a certified practitioner at CompassionKey.com. So thank you again, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Many blessings.